From ingredients to the dining table, let nutrition safeguard the daily health of every family. Hello everyone, welcome to the Family Nutrition and Dietary Guidance course. In this lesson, let's learn about family dietary patterns and balanced diets together. When preparing 3 meals daily for our families, we might all wonder, is this meal abundant enough? Is the nutrition comprehensive enough? What impact does our long-term eating pattern have on health? Today, let's unravel these doubts together and delve into 2 core concepts: family dietary pattern and balanced diet. Understanding them will allow you to safeguard your family's health like a family nutritionist. We will explain from both aspects, dietary patterns and balanced diets. First, dietary patterns. Dietary pattern refers to the types and quantities of foods in the diet and their proportional share, also known as the eating pattern. The dietary pattern of a country or region's residents often directly reflects their economic income, food production capacity, and dietary habits, serving as a key indicator of its economic development level, social civilization degree, and dietary quality. First, let's look at a pattern widely recognized as relatively ideal: the balanced diet pattern of animal and plant foods, also known as the nutritional model. It retains the Eastern dietary tradition of being grain-based, while incorporating the nutritional strengths of Western diets. Its characteristics are very prominent. Good energy control, it can meet the body's needs without being prone to excess. Reasonable nutrient ratio to the energy supply ratio of protein, fat, and carbohydrates is well coordinated. Proper food combination. Plant foods provide adequate dietary fiber. Animal foods ensure high-quality protein and trace elements, while the intake of animal fat is well controlled. Japan is a representative of this model. The second type is the plant-based dietary pattern, which we often call the subsistence model. The characteristic of this pattern is the vast majority of the diet comes from plants, such as grains and vegetables, with animal foods eaten only occasionally as a supplement. Its advantage is a very adequate intake of dietary fiber. But the disadvantages are also obvious. Protein and fat intake are generally insufficient, which can easily lead to some nutritional deficiency diseases such as protein, energy, malnutrition, iron deficiency, anemia, etc. Most developing countries are still in this pattern. The third type is the animal-based dietary pattern, also called the affluent model. This pattern is the opposite of the second. The table is dominated by animal foods, such as meat, eggs, and milk, while plant foods, like grains and vegetables, become supporting roles. This forms a 3 high, 1 low dietary pattern: high energy, high fat, high protein, and low dietary fiber. The direct consequence of this pattern is a significant increase in the risk of chronic diseases such as obesity, coronary heart disease, and diabetes. Many developed countries are representatives of this model, such as the United States. The fourth is the Mediterranean dietary pattern, unique to residents of the Mediterranean region, southern Italy, and most of Greece. Representative countries are Italy and Greece. Its prominent features are low saturated fat intake, high unsaturated fat intake, a diet rich in complex carbohydrates, and high intake of vegetables and fruits. Adhering to this dietary pattern long-term has resulted in lower incidence and mortality rates of cardiovascular diseases and cancer among Mediterranean residents, and a higher average life expectancy than other Western countries. What are the 5 basic requirements that a balanced diet needs to meet? Understanding these 5 points will help you better plan each meal for your family. First, Energy and nutrition must be adequate. Just as a car needs gasoline, our bodies need food to provide energy and various nutrients such as protein, vitamins, and minerals. A qualified meal must first meet the basic needs of the family's daily activities and growth. Second, the nutrient ratio must be appropriate. This means not only eating enough, but also eating correctly. The nutrients we need are diverse, and they need to work synergistically. For example, high-quality carbohydrates, moderate protein, and healthy fats should have a reasonable energy supply ratio, rather than one category being consumed too much or too little. Third, food safety is the bottom line. All food must be guaranteed non-toxic and harmless to humans. This is the most basic premise. We need to pay attention to the freshness of food, whether it is spoiled, and hygiene issues during processing. Fourth, cooking and processing must be reasonable. Cooking methods directly affect the nutrition of food. We should use methods like steaming, boiling, and quick stir-frying that maximize nutrient retention. Avoid excessive frying and grilling, and also adhere to the principles of less oil, less salt, and less sugar. Fifth, dietary habits should be good. This includes following regular meal patterns, such as eating at fixed times and in fixed amounts, and having a reasonable distribution of 3 meals. It also includes cultivating eating habits, like not being picky and not overeating. A balanced diet means building on the foundation of adequacy, balance, and safety, and through reasonable cooking and good habits, ultimately achieving the core goal of promoting health. Alright, today we learned about the 4 types of dietary patterns and the key points of a balanced diet. If you find your family table is in the subsistence model with low meat intake, then you can refer to the recommendation of the 3rd level of the pagoda and consciously arrange fish and shrimp for your family 2 to 3 times a week to ensure the intake of high-quality protein. Conversely, if your family leans towards the affluent model and eats few vegetables, then you should focus on increasing the portion of foods from the 2nd level of the pagoda. We hope this is helpful to everyone. Next lesson, we will learn about compiling family diet recipes.